Hey there, welcome to number 4 or day 4 of our free 30-day Get Up and Go challenge. December 2021. This is our 10th free challenge since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. Our first challenge was April of 2020, and we have done one just about every other month. We went 2 months in a couple of gaps, but for the most part, it's been every other month since the pandemic really hit, at least hit me here in Wisconsin and other people as well. So today we're going to talk about our life framework. I'm going to say a life framework because there's a lot of different life frameworks. People can break down and look at their life in all different ways. I, for decades, looked at 7 different areas and aspects of my life. I set goals, I do all kinds of things and break things down based on the 7 different areas. I learned from Tony Robbins like in the late 1970s. I know, really long time ago. And then last year in April, I joined a coaching program that deals with core strengths and core skills, and 2 of the big ones in that are communication and confidence. And in order to incorporate that into my everyday activities and my goal setting and everything else, I added those 2 areas to my life framework. And so my life framework now is 9 areas and aspects of my life instead of just the 7. So what are those? They are, again, you can even see back before last April, I had 7 key areas in my life, which looks like F key areas, right? Because I didn't know how to write backwards back then. At the beginning of 2020, I wasn't very adept at writing backwards, but I've gotten a lot of practice. So what are these areas? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence are the 9 areas. And what we're going to do with those is we're going to ask ourselves the question today, what's most important to me? Of all the areas and aspects of my life, keeping in mind that each area includes a whole lot of things, right? If I am thinking about my physical being, it's my energy, it's my health, it's my weight, it's my exercise and movement, it's my nutrition, it's what I eat, it's, how strong I am, etc. It includes all kinds of things. It's how much sleep do I need, how much water do I consume, etc. All kinds of things go into my physical well-being. Then there's my mental and my emotional, and they all include a whole lot of things, right? And we'll talk about those as we go through the challenge. But today, all I want you to do is think about them in broad strokes and prioritize from 1 to 9 right now today, and we date it. What is most important to you? Now, keep in mind, how we prioritize things changes over time. I'm going to give you an example because I didn't realize how much it changes even for me. If I go back and I look at August 4th of 2021, my number 1 prioritized area was communication. Number 2 was confidence. 3 was relationships. 4 was physical, etc. And then if I go to October, just this last October 4th, I had physical was number 1. Relationships was number 2. Mental was number 3. And contribution was number 4. So just in 2 months, look at how much my priorities shifted and changed. So know that the reason I date it is it's just a snapshot of what's going on today. So here's my pre-made little worksheet in my notebook, my paper and pen, to prioritize these. Our tool today is prioritization. One of the quickest, easiest ways and fastest ways to help us make decisions and make our life easier is knowing ahead of time what our priorities are. If I know that my physical well-being is my number 1 priority, I'm going to make different decisions than if it's like my 7th, 8th, or 9th priority, right? I'm going to make different decisions about my energy, my sleep, my movement, my hydration, what I drink, what I eat, what I consume, what nutritional supplements I take. And if it's a higher priority to me, I'm going to pay more attention to those things than if it's a lower priority to me. So our challenge today is just to list the different areas and then put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by the ones that are 1 is the most important to you, 2 is the second most, and then 9 would be your least priority right now. Again, doesn't mean it isn't going to change in a day, a week, a month, or a year. It just means that's what it is today. So I like prioritization because it helps me to make decisions. It helps me to not struggle with competing when things are competing for my attention or my resources or my time or energy. It helps me to choose among alternatives a lot more easily if I have my priorities set ahead of time. And again, they change significantly. So I'm curious to see when I go through this later today, what are my top priorities for December 4th, 2021. Okay, that's it. That's all we need to do. And then our action item today is to do that. Prioritize the 9 areas of our life in this life framework. And then just share your number 1 priority in the comments below. I like people to share the number 1 priority. So as we're going through the examples, I can move around what area or aspect of our life we go through first. I think I've done usually physical, financial, and relationships are the top 3 or in the top 3. Those 3 are in the top 3 for almost everybody that I ask when we do this. So usually I go through those individually, but we'll work it out. We'll decide based on what the group needs and what we want to do. But I need to know your number 1 priority in order to help choose which direction we go with the challenge. So again, they are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And I'll put those in the comments below just to make it easier. All right, that's it. Have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up. If you're not sure what might belong in what category, you can ask that in the comments below as well. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow for our next step in building our foundation to the SOAP framework and guaranteeing that you get the best results for you whenever you're faced with a change or challenge after you install the SOAP framework, of course. All right. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.